Okay, I'd like to call the meeting to order of the Buhl City Council on Tuesday, January 7th, 2020. Ryan, would you please take the roll?
Councilor Lehman.
Here.
Councilor Kuechly.
Here.
Councilor Millage.
Here.
Mayor Clarich.
Here. Doing that pledge, are we?
How are we doing?
Huh? No. So we're going to number 4 now, right?
Yeah. Whatever you want.
Yeah, okay.
You don't want to do pledge?
Well, I don't know. Did we? I don't remember doing it.
Yeah, we've always done it on the first meeting.
Oh, okay, then we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance next. Stuart, you're leading.
What do you mean I'm leading?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Oh, it's been a long time. Okay, reports from department heads. Okay, nobody's from Public Works. Fire and Ambulance. Stuart, do you have anything that you would care to share?
We had a meeting last night that nothing that
Business as usual?
businesses.
Okay, that's engineering. Is there anything, Ryan, you want to speak to at this point?
Just that we're still moving forward with our infrastructure project plans to go out to bid sometime in February and start late spring, early summer. John Jamnick, who we usually work with the most, is kind of experiencing some health problems, so I met with other members of JPJ today to just kind of get everybody on the same page.
Do we approve what goes out for bid? Or
Yeah.
okay, so that's probably going to be at the next meeting then.
Or the first in February.
Okay, well, I'd like to get that bid out as soon as possible so we can get first shot at some of these companies. So, okay, the attorney will be here next week. Long range planning and zoning, there's nothing scheduled for a bit yet, correct?
Correct.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
I was approached last night about, is there none for zoning and planning?
As far as board members or openings on the board?
Talking about a blight issue. Nothing.
Not yet. We're still kind of working on scheduling something. So.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to stay on top of that blight, so, okay, not a problem. Recreation Board, we don't have a membership there. Library Board, they gave us a report previously to that. BETA, we didn't meet last month. We have a meeting coming up at the end of this month, so there'll be no report there. Law enforcement, it's just that Chisholm took over effective January 1st. I just want to remind everybody that parking is enforced, irregardless if there's a snow emergency or not, or if there's snow going on. And once again, it's due to safety, so we can get any of our city equipment down there, or the ambulance service down a street, and we have some narrow streets with all the snow that they can get through, or they have to pull in front of somebody. There's 2 cars right there. It just makes it a longer haul for the ambulance crew or the fire department if they have to do anything. So we want everybody to follow calendar parking as stated by city law. Okay, Clerk Ryan.
Just a note on the law enforcement, the city did send a letter to Sheriff Littman just thanking him for his help, as well as Lieutenant Akers and the deputies in town. They probably will still use the school on occasion for training and things like that. Other than that, CDBG presentations start tomorrow. Again, the city's asking for $40,000 for redoing the steps at City Hall, plus some roof repairs. Also, I know the Public Works crew cleaned off that upper rink today, and we're gonna try to get another layer of ice, water ice on there. Kind of got pushed back as far as timing because of all the snow the past couple of weeks, and we're still looking for rink attendants and hoping to hire a few in the next week or so.
I did pick up an application today for one of the students at the school, and so hopefully we'll get enough. And that's the reason for the public's information is we didn't have ring attendants to open it during the holiday when the students were off from school.
We didn't really have very good weather to make ice.
It wasn't the best. It was warm that I don't think it would have panned out anyway.
I want to just say a good job on that letter to Littman, Ryan. Leaving on good terms and.
Yeah, I think the city's relationship with the sheriff's department is in a good spot.
that it, Ryan?
That's all I have.
Okay. The CIRSSD, the Central Iron Range Sanitary Sewer District, meets tomorrow, so just to let you know on that, tomorrow, Wednesday. So, okay, that's it for reports from department heads. We'll move.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
Did you hear back on appointing Ryan to the board out there?
No, we haven't. He will be going tomorrow, and we'll see what happens there.
Okay.
So we'll know tomorrow.
Okay.
And I have a meeting set up with Norm, Steve Zalick, and Scotty Allison. Myself, I have some questions about procedures, policies, and things of that. I'm meeting with them next Tuesday, informally. It's nothing's formal about that. So I may have some report on that when the next board meeting. So. Okay, council additions to the agenda. I have nothing. Ryan, do you have anything?
Nope.
If not, I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
I'll make
Motion to approve the.
Motion by Paul,
I'll support.
support by Stuart. Further comment or discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion is carried. Number 7, the consent agenda. 7A, minutes of the regular city council meeting, December 17th, 2019. B, claims. Payroll number 26, $11,966.13. Payroll for December of 2019, $2,700. Payroll fire meeting, $1,730. 4, payroll, 12/1 fire, $50. 5, payroll 1, 2020, $11,442.08. 6, payroll 1.01, 2020, $815.55. And accounts payable, $89,795.56. I would entertain a motion to approve the regular city council minutes of December 17th, 2019, and approve the claims of $118,499.32. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Stuart.
Support.
Support by Jim. Further comment or discussion?
I just have a question.
Yes.
Yeah.
On the payroll 101, the hour, it's all regular hours, or is there?
The payroll 1.01, that was because Lyle is retired military. He can't have an HSA like the rest of the city employees. So within the union contract, we give them the benefit paid this way rather than that money going into the HSA.
Okay.
Yep. And just for the council and the public's reference, at the end of the year, we pay out for fire meetings and fire calls at once. That's why you kind of see a bunch of different numbers and amounts there.
Answer your question, Paul?
Yep.
A very good question. Okay. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion's carried. Okay, we'll move to page 2, business. First one is the resolution 20-01. This resolution appoints Councilor Lehman as the Mayor Pro Tem for 2020. Is there a motion to approve the resolution 20.01?
I make a motion to approve resolution 20-01.
Okay, moved by Jim,
Support.
support by Paul. This is a roll call vote. Ryan?
Councilor Lehman,
Yes,
Councilor Kuechly,
Yes.
Councilor Milich.
Yes.
Mayor Klarich.
Yes.
thank you.
Okay, I know. Congratulations. Okay, B, Resolution 20-02. Attaches Resolution 2002 naming the Hometown Focus as the official newspaper for the city. The Hometown Focus is available each Friday at multiple locations in Buhl free of charge. Is there a motion to approve Resolution 20-02? I'll make the motion. Is there support?
Support.
Support by Paul. Okay. Once again, roll call vote.
Councilor
Ryan?
Lehman,
Yep,
Councilor Kuechly.
Yes.
Councilor Milich.
Yes.
Mayor Klarich.
Yes. Motion approved. Okay, Resolution 20-03. This resolution designates the First National Bank of Buhl Municipal Investors Service Corp. 4M Fund and BNY Cleaning Service through Northland Securities, or Clearing Service, excuse me, as the depositories for the city and accepting assignment collateral. Is there a motion to approve Resolution 20-03?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Stuart. Is there support?
Support.
Support by Jim. Once again, any questions? Hearing none. Ryan, please take the roll.
Counselor Lehman,
Yes.
Counselor Kuechly.
Yes.
Counselor Milich.
Yes.
Mayor Clarich.
Yes. Okay, resolution passed. Resolution 20-04. This resolution authorizes the mayor and clerk to sign certificates of indebtedness on behalf of the city. Is there a motion to approve this resolution?
Make the motion to approve
Okay.
resolution 20-04.
Motion by Paul. Is there support?
I'll support.
By Stuart. Any questions, comments? Hearing none. Ryan, please take the vote.
Counselor Lehman,
Yes.
Counselor Kuechly.
Yes.
Counselor Milich.
Yes.
Mayor Clarich.
Yes. Resolution 20-05. The resolution names Mayor Clarich and Councilor Marcus as the weed inspectors for the city. Is there a motion to approve Resolution 20-05?
I make a motion to approve Resolution 20-05.
Is there support?
I'll support.
Okay, further comment or question? Hearing none, Ryan, please take the roll.
Counselor Lehman,
Yes.
Counselor Kuechly.
Yes.
Counselor Milich.
Yes.
Mayor Clarich.
Yes. Okay. Item number F, Resolution 20-06. The resolution names Foreman Pink as the city's representative of the Elm Tree Utilization Board. The Elm Tree Board is a cooperative board made up of cities and townships throughout the area that share pieces of equipment between the members. I will make the motion to approve Resolution 20.06. Is there support?
Support.
Any further questions or comments?
You know how many cities are on that?
The last count I saw was like 21 between cities and townships.
Okay. Ryan, it's a resolution. Please take the roll.
Counselor Lehman,
Yes.
Counselor Kuechly.
Yes.
Counselor Milich.
Yes.
Mayor Clarich.
Yes. Okay, we'll move on to item G. Attached is Resolution 20.07. This resolution appoints Mike Carney as the city attorney for Buhl. Is there a motion to approve Mike Carney?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, motion by Stuart. Is there support?
Yes.
You guys gonna arm wrestle over there? Okay.
Go ahead, you can have it.
Approved by Jim. Seconded by Jim. Any comments or questions? Hearing none, would you please take the roll, Ryan?
Counselor Lehman,
Yes.
Counselor Kuechly.
Yes.
Counselor Milich.
Yes.
Mayor Clarich.
Yes. Okay, letter H is next. Attached is Resolution 20-08. This resolution authorizes the mayor pro tem, and clerk to sign disbursements of public funds on behalf of the city, and also authorizes the deputy clerk to sign the disbursement of public fund for the city utility customer account only. Is there a motion to approve Resolution 20-08?
Make that motion.
Motion by Paul. Is there support?
I'll support.
Support by Stuart. Comments or questions? Hearing none. Ryan, please take the roll.
Counselor Lehman.
Yes.
Counselor Kuechly.
Yes.
Counselor Milich.
Yes.
Mayor Clarich.
Yes. Okay. Letter I, Resolution 20-09. Attaches Resolution 2009. This resolution appoints John Jamnick and JPJ Engineering as the engineer for the city of Buhl. I will make that motion. Is there support?
I'll support.
Okay, any further comment or question? Hearing none, Ryan, please take the roll.
Counselor Lehman.
Yes.
Counselor Kuechly.
Yes.
Counselor Milich.
Yes.
Mayor Clarich.
Yes. Next is letter J, Resolution 20-10. State statute requires the city to designate their polling place each year. Buhl's polling place will be at the senior center. Is there a motion to approve Resolution 20-10?
I'll make the motion to approve 20-10.
Motion by Paul. Is there support?
Support.
Support by Jim. Any comment or question? Hearing none. Ryan, please take the roll.
Counselor Lehman.
Yes.
Counselor Kuechly.
Yes.
Counselor Milich.
Yes.
Mayor Clarich.
Yes. Item K. It's the 2020 council schedule. Attached is the 2020 council schedule for your approval. Due to 2020 being an election year requiring multiple changes to council meeting dates and times, we felt it made sense to approve an initial schedule. Adjustments can still be made throughout the year as needed or if needed. And the main thing is the primary vote and some other things that are taking place, that we have to canvass the elections and things of that nature. So is there a motion to approve the 2020 council meeting schedule?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Stuart. Is there support?
Support.
Support by Paul. Further comment or question? If not, Ryan, would you please take, no, that's just, I can make a motion. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion is carried. Okay, the next one is L, an invoice from JPJ Engineering for engineering service as part of the city's infrastructure project. Timeline remains unchanged. The city plans to go out for bids in February of the year. This is a reimbursable item under that grant. And the total is, correct me if I'm wrong, Ryan, $30,383.47?
Correct.
And it's stated in there for what the services were that they did, and once again, that is reimbursable under the grant. Is there a motion to approve the JPJ invoice number 3?
I'll make a motion.
Is there support?
Support.
Okay, any questions on this at all from anyone? It seems pretty standard, but in case there's anything specific somebody wanted to point out, that I looked at it, and it's just business as usual type activities.
Like I mentioned, usually Engineer Jamnik is here for things like that, but
Okay.
obviously other matters came up for him.
Okay. Once again, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion is carried. Okay, BETA appointments. Oops, did I skip one?
Your library.
Library board appointments, okay. This evening, due to a little complication, I'm only going to recommend appointing Carol Pastore. We will recommend someone else at the next meeting. But a little complication arises, and I want to resolve it and take care of it, so I will come back with a second name at the next meeting. But this now, just to appoint Carol Pastore to the library board. Is there a motion to appoint?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, motion by Stuart. Is there support?
Support.
Support by Paul. Any questions, comments? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion's carried. Now we'll get on to BETA appointments. Sorry for skipping ahead. Councillor Marcus and Keekly, their terms on the BETA have expired. I would like to reappoint both of them to that position on BETA. I will make the motion. Is there support?
Support.
Support by Jim. Any comments or questions? Can't get away from us, Paul. So, no further comment. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion's carried. Okay. Election judge appointments. Okay, I'll just go through this real quickly. The city is still looking for additional election judges for 2020. If anyone out in the viewing audience is interested, that you'd please contact you, Ryan,
Yep.
or Diana, either one, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Individuals will be compensated at $10 an hour. So the motion here is to appoint the following people as election judges for 2020. Kathy Anderson, Sharon Marks, Sherry Henson, Cheryl Keevy, Carol Pastore, Dean Johnson, Jeff Jarrett, Diana Thronson, and Ryan Pervenanzi as election judges. Is there a motion to approve the following,
I'll make,
or the preceding?
I'll make it.
Made by Stuart. Is there support by Paul? Further comment? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion is carried. Absentee ballot board appointments. Okay, we're just moving right along here, gang. Okay, information for the public. Municipalities in Minnesota are required to designate individuals to serve on the absentee ballot board for municipalities. Early voting for the March 3rd presidential primary begins on January 17th. I have a motion to appoint Diana Thronson and Ryan Pervenanzi to the absentee ballot board for the city of Buhl. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, motion by Paul. Is there support?
Support.
Support by Jim. Any further comment, question? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion is carried. Well, we got through that.
Quickly too.
Not bad. You guys are efficient. Okay, now let's move on to other business. Counselor comments. Stuart, I'll have you. You're on my right. You can start.
Then we took, me, you, and Paul went to the Rams dinner, annual dinner. Very good dinner. Governor was there.
What'd you guys have to eat?
I didn't.
Sawmill took care of us. They do a great job. I don't know what they had. Can't remember now. Chicken?
Wild rice, chicken, pork.
Why don't you attend next year and find out? But it was a very good meeting. And then our local legislators spoke, and that was good. A lot of things are out there for our region, a lot of it dealing with mining, so we're hoping that some of this stuff will resolve itself. Okay, Jim, any comments?
Well, maybe I'll just comment on that. We had a meeting, Ryan, Trent, myself, and Johnny met with two reps from McGuire Iron on the restoration of our water tank. They're from South Dakota. And after talking to them for a while, we got on the subject of possibility of looking at putting frequency drives on these pumps and getting rid of the water tank, that huge expense. Charleston, South Carolina, they have a population of 130,000. They're doing this. And I don't know, I'd like to research it anyway and see I think we could save a considerable amount of money.
Jim, in our conversation between you and I, did you not say too that the mines do this quite a bit?
Oh yeah, we're surrounded by mining companies. They all run these types of systems on their pumps.
And the rough bid quote for redoing the water tank is $240,000.
Yeah.
So that got my attention, and Jim's really on top of this. I got to give Councilman Milich a lot of credit on this. I mean, he's doing some research on it and following up, and I think for the citizens of Buhl, I think this is something we're going to try to follow up on, because $240,000 is a big bite out of our general fund. Let's make no mistake about that. So we're going to pursue that and see what happens. We have one more year yet before we'd have to paint that? 2021?
That's kind of what we're planning for,
Okay.
just to get through.
So it gives us time for
research, and we need to figure out what's going to make the most sense.
so our public utilities
And what's the most
group would
cost
look
effective
in-
for
okay.
for the
And I
city.
think we'd have there's local reps right on the range here because they service all these mining companies that are utilizing these systems anyway. I mean, I worked with them for, years at National U.S. Steel over there with these things, so I kind of have a little inside knowledge on how these things work, but I'm not exactly sure how our system works, but we're just pumping water. We're not pumping any type of slurry or anything with high density in it, so it should be a no-brainer, really. I think we'd save a lot of money.
I consider that interesting. I just want to once again thank you for having that knowledge.
And I talked with Johnny about it, and he's got a good insight on how, he's been working with this stuff here, our local pumps and water system here. And when he gets back, I think we'll start pursuing it.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay,
Yeah, I
we'll
think
keep the
so.
public involved with what we're doing and keep you on top of that. Paul, comments or questions?
I think the only thing is, with all the snow and the huge snow piles, I've found even myself at my company in plowing snow, kids love to build forts in these, and
Yeah.
it's something for maybe parents to try to be aware of, and if there is snow plowing and moving equipment, to try to make sure of where the kids are at, and just something.
Especially with the loaders now going in where some of these corners are, and then
Right.
relocating some of this. We'd hate to see a tragedy happen, and you know what? The operators can't see what's going on. I mean, the tunnel be coming
Or
from the
if they're on the
opposite
other
side,
side,
or
yeah.
from the top, and
Yeah.
whatever. So that's just like parents, please be on top of that and let your children know that that's something we highly discourage.
Really don't want, yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
That's it.
Okay, I guess that leaves it to me. So I'm going to do just a little summary of my first year that I had in office, kind of like a state of the city, whatever. Just a few comments about a few things. We did a lot of things last year. I think the public knows that. They haven't been happy with all of them, but we've discussed some of them. I'd like to just start out with the recycling and garbage. We stayed with waste management. I think they're doing an excellent job. We moved the recycling area up to behind the school garage up there. I've had nobody complain about the relocation of that, and we've had some neighbors where the recycling used to be that are very happy that it's moved. So that worked out well, I think, for the city. Public utilities, we just talked about the water tank. I think that was an excellent idea by Jim there that we look at another option, so we're going to pursue that. And then once again, just to remind everybody, we'll be going out for the bids for the new sewer and water. Hopefully we'll award those bids in sometime this spring, and then start the project once the road restrictions go off. So, and that's going to take the course of 2 years to do, I believe. So it won't happen overnight, but we'll get on that, and hopefully that will reduce our cost of the Central Iron Range Sanitary Sewer District, and which ultimately comes back to the city, which ultimately, hopefully we can control the taxes. We're not going to eliminate them, but at least we can maybe stop the increases or hold it as much to a minimum as we can. The Buhl School. Well, if anybody's been on the face page out there, the St. Louis County was voting today on a refugee policy that the city of Minneapolis has right now, and it's a government thing, and someone not from Buhl made a comment about that the Buhl School is going to become a center for refugees and things of that nature. And it's got quite a few comments and negative discussion amongst the people out there. But we, as the city, have not been approached by anybody for the use of that school for that purpose. I'm not saying that it's not going to happen. I'm just saying nobody's approached us yet. They tabled that today at the St. Louis County Board meeting, and they rescheduled for when they're going to have the county board meeting here in Buhl at the Senior Center. And that's coming up when, Ryan? Do you remember? Is it in March?
May 26th.
Or May 26th, so late May. So people that were so vociferous on that Facebook page, that'll give you a chance, and maybe by then it'll work itself out. There was a lot of misinformation that was out there, and the gal that started it just was taking a shot in the dark there, I believe. So once again, the Buhl School still has to, anything that happens, it has to be approved by this city council. And I think we like to have a pulse on the community, so we're going to watch that. Keep that in mind, but I'm going to attend that county board meeting, and I think people that are interested in that should too, and I don't know, maybe it'll work itself out by then. That brings up the Buhl School. We are working very, very closely with our lobbyist, Gary Cervenik, and with the IRRB, and with our local legislators. Commissioner Mike Jugovich is strongly involved in this. Senator David Tomasoni and Representative Julie Sandsted are all helping us with that and working for it, and we're trying to find a solution like everyone else for their vacant buildings, not only across the range, but in the state of Minnesota. So we are giving as much attention to that as we can. That's one of our big priorities for this year, is to have something happen up at that school. And if not, then we're going to have to make some decisions what we want to do with that property. So that's, at this point though, we're still looking, trying to get something in there at this time. Okay, one thing that we've talked about in the past is the Boy Scout camp. And we're having it appraised, and we still don't have the appraisal. Ryan, it's been out there quite a while. Hopefully
it should be within the next couple weeks.
So we should be talking about that at one of the council meetings coming up. And we're just looking at that appraisal, but the city council is looking at any costs that we have in groups using that. We want to have those reimbursed to us for liability insurance, things like that. I'm not looking at selling that property right now, but we're going to see what it's appraised at and evaluate it. And at some time, the city may have to look at marketing that. We're not saying that we're going to do that now. We want to get the appraisal in. We want to talk with the groups that use it first and kind of let them know what we're thinking, and then decide where we're going to go. And the groups that are using it now would get if we look to sell any or all that property, they would get first offer on that. So that's one thing that we would do. So just put that to rest a little bit. Okay, the Chisholm Police started on January 1st, and I think a few tickets have been written for parking. And once again, we have an ordinance. It's on the books. And it's going to be enforced. So it doesn't necessarily mean that there has to be a snowstorm on its way or that we're in the middle of 3 or 4 inches of snow. We were expected to park following the calendar parking rules that are posted. The other thing that we're going to look at is blight. Now, blight is going to come up. We think is a serious issue in some properties in town. And we will be writing tickets come this spring. Now, we do have our spring cleanup in the first part of June, Ryan?
Yep.
Okay, and hopefully at that time, the people, for little or no cost, can get some of their blighted things that they don't want put out on the curb and taken away. Other stuff they'll have to remove, but we will be really looking at blight this next year and trying to curb that a little bit and keep that under control. I'd also like to let people know that our chief of police, Vern Manor, who's the chief of police in Chisholm, will be attending our next council meeting in a couple weeks. So it's a good chance for everybody to hear what he has to say and any comments that he might have, and for us to visit with him a little bit publicly so the public can hear that. Okay, cameras. We are still in the process of starting to install the cameras. We expect to have those up and running by early summer or late spring. And once again, we're going to put those at the entrances. We're going to have a couple in town. We're going to have one that's in this general area right here. And we're probably still looking at down at the compost pile. And so they're not there for the law enforcement to use as a deterrent. They're only going to be used if we have to look, if there was a theft or something was stolen, and if we have an idea, a description of the vehicle that took it or vehicles, that we can follow up on that. These are going to be high-tech cameras that will be able to pick up license plate numbers, maybe even get an idea of who's behind the wheel or who's in the vehicles. So that's what we're going to use those cameras for. Taxes, as you all know, we had quite an proposed increase. It was for 26%. This council lowered it to 4% at one of the previous meetings. And so your taxes should go down significantly. Now, but remember, your taxes went up originally. Some of you went up not only for the 26%, but taxes, if your house was reassessed by the county assessor, that affects your taxes. And the other thing that's kind of a hidden issue in that is property around you. As that gets sold, if it sells for a lot more than that property was appraised for, that adjusts everybody in that area. So it's something you have to keep in mind. It's a very complex formula. Now, we will have the county here sometime, Ryan, you thought in April, correct?
Yep, the county will send out a schedule probably in the next month, and
that's for a local board of appeals, but they will have experts here. People with issues, problems should come to that meeting. We will post that. We'll make sure that everybody knows about that and ask. You can ask individually, and I think you can even do it privately. You don't have to do it in public with in front of everybody, I don't think. You can ask general questions, and then specifically, I think you could probably set up a time to visit with them right here too after the meeting. So, I mean, that gives people plenty of opportunity. This has been a big issue across the range ever since a lot of the local communities no longer pay for their own assessor. And so the county assessor comes in and they're assessing. It's not like we had a local person before doing it or a partial regional person. So it's something we have to pay attention to. So that's a big meeting. We will let the public know about that. Then the only other thing I had tonight, we appointed people to the library board committee. I just want to let people know that if people apply for committees in Buhl, I'm going to appoint people that live in town. Okay, now there's 1 or 2 committees that could have people from outside of the area apply. It is permitted in some instances on various committees, but I want the city of Buhl residents to know, if you're a Buhl resident, I give precedence to that person over anybody that does not live within the city limits. So, in the future, as I make any appointments, I will look at that. Now, we will have an appointment coming up for the library board next meeting. So, once again, I use this rule of thumb that the people from within the city get first choice on our committees. With that, I have nothing else. Does anybody have a comment of anything I've said or want to add anything to what I've said? Ryan, anybody? So
Yeah, just myself, along with a lot of other city staff from around the area, has been kind of trying to push the county to come up with some, whether it's pamphlets or PowerPoints, to kind of explain property taxes and how fiscal disparities play in it, so we can kind of give a better overview to residents. So that's something we've been kind of giving them a little shove to get completed for us. So
the City of Virginia and Mayor Larry Cuffey requested them to come, but once again, it's such a complex process. It's not that they follow this, and that, and that's it. There's all kinds of things that enter in that, but that's why I said in April we'll have that meeting here to get to more specifics. But I think Ryan, I think everybody, I know the Range Mayors is also approaching that too, working with Steve Georgie from Rams. So, okay, without further ado, I have nothing more. Anyone else? Hearing nothing, is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion by Paul, is there support?
I'll support.
Support by Stuart. All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Meeting adjourned.